Put Your Food Where Your Mouth Is, the show for humans who need food to survive, which is everyone. My name's Hannah Coakley, and I will be your host today, and I am joined by my co-hosts, Roberta and Steven, and they're here primarily for moral support. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I know that these are really intense and stressful times for everybody, and I thought maybe I could spend some of my time answering nutrition questions and help making some things that are really tricky right now for a lot of folks a little bit clearer and provide some help. So I needed questions to be able to start this show. And so I reached out to the only people who will tolerate me, my friends, and asked them for some nutrition questions. And they answered, which is very nice of them. And I got quite a few that were similar, so I'm going to read two today that I'm going to talk about. The first one is from Matt in Maryland, and it reads, I want to know more about the effects of stress on behavior, willpower, and decision-making when it comes to food. Great question. Boop. And the next question comes from Brian in New York City, and it says, oh, here it is. I can't stop snacking. I'm sure you've probably gotten this question a lot. Please help me, all caps. I will help you, Brian. I will. So when we think about willpower, decision-making, snacking, there's a couple things that come to mind. And speaking of mind, let's talk about your brain. This is not to scale. But right back here, this is our brainstem. And it controls our motor functions, breathing, digestion, and so forth. This chonky bit up here is, our emotion regulation, our midbrain. And this front bit over here is our prefrontal cortex. And that's where all of our executive functions and our decision-making a lot of times, that's what's centralized right in this area. Now, what happens to this part of your brain when you're under stress, when you're tired, when you're having intense emotions? It doesn't work the way it should. Willpower, that feeling that you just have to grind through it, often falls apart, right? And everyone has had this experience. What is most helpful is to actually give this part of your brain a chance to rest so that you can better evaluate what's going on with the rest of you. We need to help it, right? And not try and double down on using it. So, this part of your brain is great for taxes, but not for trying to snack or not snack. So the first thing that we can do is something that I like to call focused, relaxed attention. And that is giving your brain something that it can do that feels really purposeful, but not intense, right? Flying a plane, for example, not focused, relaxed attention. Things like crossword puzzles, Sudoku puzzle, jigsaw puzzle. This is not just about puzzles. You can do walks, stretching, any of those things. Play with your dog, anything like that if you're lucky enough to have one, and I'm already jealous. Now, notice that focusing is important. Watching TV is not focused, relaxed attention. So when you're feeling like, ooh, I'm stressed and I'm feeling snacky, but I don't know if I'm actually hungry or if I just kind of want something, go and do something for a little bit, maybe 20, 30 minutes, that allows you to give this part of your brain a little bit of a rest, and then you can kind of revisit and say, okay, how am I actually feeling right now? So the next thing that we can do is something that I like to call put it on a plate.
Put it on a plate.
By putting your snack on a plate, you are creating a visual border around your food. And you're also portioning out the food. It doesn't have to be the portion on the box, but it is still a portioned amount. And then, not only that, but you have to take it somewhere else to eat it, right? So by doing all of those things, you also have to bring it down, eat it, and then go back and get more. And that gives you another opportunity to pause and say, do I really want more? What's really going on here? And don't be fooled by your internal reasoning that says, I don't want to dirty a plate, blah, blah, blah. Lies. Put it on a plate.
Put it on a plate.
So, the last thing that you can do. Once you have decided you're getting a snack, you got your plate out and you are ready to rock. The thing that you want to do is have variety in whatever snack or food that you're choosing. And you want to avoid something that I call monocropping. I mean, I don't know if you know anything about agriculture, you probably don't, but monocropping is when you see those fields that are just like all corn or all soy. And that really depletes the nutrients and depletes the soil. Well, our body is the same. We don't do well with just large quantities of one thing. We need variety. We need to see different colors. We need to have different textures. We need cues so that we get a sense of feeling satiety, of feeling full. So when you make a snack for yourself, I really encourage folks to try and get 2 colors and 2 textures at least onto their plate. And this isn't as hard as it may seem. You can do something like cheese and crackers and tomatoes. Or you can do, classic kid snacks, celery, peanut butter, raisins, things like that. A lot of times I recommend including some sort of vegetable because vegetables have a lot of fiber, they have a lot of water, and they don't really light up our pleasure centers the way that, sweet and salty things together really do. And so they create kind of this internal stop because you're not getting into the craving zone, which is a dangerous zone, bad zone. And of course, that's certainly a really hard time to use your willpower, right? So I think that's really 3 tools that you can start with. Focused, relaxed attention, put it on a plate,
Put it on a plate.
and not monocropping your snack. And that's going to be it for me. I appreciate that you've taken the time from the weird atmosphere universe that is YouTube to watch this. My friends are tired of sending me questions, and so I would also like to get questions from the void. And if you'd like, you can email me questions at putfoodwheremouth@gmail.com, putfoodwheremouth@gmail.com. And if you have any nasty comments that you would like to send about me, my appearance, anything like that, feel free to go ahead and send those to Roberta. She can really handle that, and I'm just too fragile. So I think that's it. Thank you so much. Goodbye for now, but not forever. Bye.